Hello, everybody. I hope you can hear me and see me while I'm talking. I'm here with the Eclipse booth, and I'm going to talk about Pyra Jakarta EE9 and how the Pyra platform, which is an open source implementation of um, a Jakarta EE server, works with the latest and greatest Jakarta EE, and what are the plans to implement the future specifications, and also how to contribute to these specifications to make them better and match the current needs of developers. So first, let me show you something really interesting, which is running a Jakarta EE9 application on Pyro platform. Why is this interesting? It's interesting because Jakarta EE9 hasn't been released yet. It's going to be released in November, I think, at the end of November. It's almost ready to be released, but all the specifications need to go through voting process and review periods. Otherwise, everything else is already ready for us. The biggest change, and basically the only major change in the Jakarta EE9, is the change in package prefixes, package namespace, for most of the APIs. This also makes it a big breaking change, which means that normally Java EE8 and Jakarta EE8 applications would be incompatible with Jakarta EE9 servers. And that's why there was a new project created within Eclipse Foundation. And let me share the screen to show you. Yeah, Shabnam says hello. Hello, Shabnam. I'll also type. Good to see you here. I hope more people will come and watch and also ask questions. If not, you'll be able to see the recording. So for all those who see the recording right now, hello and enjoy. Okay, so I want to share my screen. I'll do it this. I have two monitors, so I hope that I share my shares both. So I'll just share exact tab right now. Exact window. Okay. So I wanted to show you this all Eclipse transformer projects. It's not here. I'll try GitHub. Yes, it's on GitHub. Everybody can try and contribute, but this project mainly was started and created so that application server vendors can collaborate on creating some way, some library that could transform Jakarta EE APIs or Java EE APIs to so that they can live together in one runtime. This makes it possible to use one runtime, one application server to run applications, or two types of applications. One that is uses the Java EE API or Jakarta EE8 APIs, and another type of application that uses the new Jakarta EE9 APIs with the new namespace. This namespace change was necessary because the old namespace, which starts with Java X, has a lot of intellectual property issues to continue working on with this prefix in Eclipse Foundation. So from now on, new Jakarta EE APIs and versions will use the new prefix, which is Jakarta, and all the packages start Jakarta dot something, and the rest is basically what we were used to before. So nothing else changes, and I'll show you in code just in a while. So let me switch to my IDE to show you the code and the demo. I'll reshare the screen now this time. So this one. Mouse, okay. And I already have some projects ready for you, but I'll start completely from scratch to show you how to migrate from a Java EE8 or Jakarta EE8 application to Jakarta EE9. The reason why I'm saying Java EE8 or Jakarta EE8 is that they are different specifications, but they use exactly the same APIs. So no matter if you use an application that is based on Java EE APIs or Jakarta EE APIs, you are basically using the same API, and they are interchangeable. So you can build an application based on Java EE API artifacts and use it with the Jakarta EE8 application server. So from now on, I will continue referring to just Jakarta EE8. It means that you can also use Java EE8 applications. So let's start with the new application, which in NetBeans by default will create Java EE8 application, because NetBeans just still hasn't been updated to Jakarta EE in all aspects. So I'll create a Jakarta EE9 demo application, and I will run it on the Lay Inspire server, which already has incorporated this Eclipse transformer project and uses it whenever it detects codes that uses a Jakarta prefix, the new Jakarta EE9 prefix. You can see that NetBeans only offers Java EE8 type of application, which is fine. We'll change it later. Takes a while to create the projects, but we'll be soon there. Okay, it's done. The new project is here. And let's see the POM.xml file, which is the Maven configuration file that specifies the dependencies. The main dependency is Java EE API, and the version is 8.0. We can immediately change it to Jakarta platform. I'm not sure. I'll change it if I'm wrong. I think this is it. And the version can stay the same, or maybe there is some updated. No, the version is 8.0.0 for some reason. The versioning was changed from points, just having some 1 points to having 2 points, so minor and patch version. But it's the same. Jakarta EE 8.00 is the same as Java EE 8.0. So you can see if I build it now, it will build, because the code uses Java EE8 APIs, and we can build it also with Jakarta EE8 APIs. It's completely interchangeable. Let's go to the codes. The demo application contains a JAX RS resource root or resource configuration, and one resource there, Java EE8 resource. I'll change it so that it points to the roots of the application, and we'll have one resource. It's Java EE8. Let's run it. Wait a second, I think I'm running a different version of Pyara. I need to stop this one. And let's start the correct one. Yes, we'll use the correct one. So let's run. Let's check if it starts the correct one. Yes, it's running. The Pyara Community Edition, which contains this Jakarta E9 transformer. While Jakarta E transformer is still an experimental project, it's only included in Pyara community, Pyara platform community, and after this is stabilized and tested either by community, by users who try to change their application, update their application to Jakarta E9, or build new applications with Jakarta E9, or by the Pyara team that builds some more tests and make sure that all the application scenarios are covered. This will then end up in also in Pyara Enterprise, which is a commercial version of Pyara platform. Okay, so we started the demo application. Let's access. No, I made a mistake. Probably. Sorry for it. Hello world. Yes, and check the Java 8. Maybe it stayed at the resources. Java 8. Maybe resources. Yes, these resources remained. I forgot to recompile the application. So now I'll just clean it and build. And run again. Now it should be at Java EE8. Yes. Okay, so now we have just a plain Java EE8 application. No big deal. This is what we were used to a long time ago. The thing is that I can change the Jakarta EE API now to 9 release candidate 3, which contains everything that should go in the final release. That is not still not the final artifact, which will be released sometime in November. So once we use it and try to build our application, we'll see that we have some problems. We should have some problems. I'm not sure why we don't have problems. Can build. Don't know why now exactly, but let's continue. For Jakarta EE9, we need to change all the prefixes. This is what I was talking about. For Jakarta EE8, all the APIs were using javax something prefix to be compatible with Java EE8 and all the previous Java EE versions. With Jakarta EE9, we need to change this to Jakarta in all the places, in all the imports. So not only in this file, but also in this file and all the other files. I'm sure there will be, if there are not yet tools to do this automatically, there will be tools to do it very soon to help you in migration. But for now, you don't need to worry because Pyara server and many other application servers will use this transformer to support both Jakarta EE8 applications and Jakarta EE9 applications. But once you plan to use the new APIs, especially when Jakarta EE10 comes up with changes in new APIs and new features, you will need to migrate these prefixes to be compatible because the new APIs will give you advantage only if you switch to this new prefix and will start to use them. So let's now change this. Let's now change this to Jakarta EE9 resource, and this will be Jakarta EE9. Jakarta EE9 rules. Yay! And let's try it. I didn't realize you probably don't see my browser window, so I'll need to reshare with this one. And now we should have Jakarta EE9. And Jakarta EE9 works because, again, this is a bit clumsy. If I want to switch to, okay, I'll share entire screen and I'll just switch off my second monitor. I hope that works for you. And I'll switch to, that means I need to change my resolution to make it bigger. Okay, so the only thing that we changed was we replaced JavaX with Jakarta in all the files, and we now are able to use Jakarta EE9. What is even interesting, you can change only some files to make advantage of Jakarta EE9, although I don't recommend it, but it's possible to use also Jakarta EE8 APIs with the JavaX prefix in the same application. So let me revert these things to JavaX. Of course, to compile, we need to have both as API dependencies. Which is yeah, well, it's not what you would normally do. But you can do that. If you have some code that uses Jakarta EE8 and oh wow, probably not easy to, you have to use some Java EE8 what we had before. plus the Jakarta EE. So this is for older applications. With Jakarta EE 8 API artifact, you get conflict, so you can only use one of them as a dependency, at least with Maven. But if you can use old Java EE APIs, let's edit it as a dependency. So now we have Java EE 8 APIs and Jakarta EE 9 APIs, and we can have, I'll change this to rename this to Java EE to make it clear. It's not based on Jakarta EE 8 APIs, although they are exactly the same. You would need to use the Java EE API. This is for applications that were built with Java EE 8, but you want to upgrade them and you want to test some new Jakarta EE APIs. So in theory, you can just change part of your application. You will add Jakarta EE 9 APIs as a dependency, change some code, and you can still use JavaX prefix with old code. So we only edit Jakarta EE 9 resource, which is using Jakarta APIs, but we still have Java EE 8 resource, and we can use them both. So let's see now. Something went wrong. I don't understand what happened. Okay, so now we have still Jakarta EE 9, but if you go to Java EE 8, oh, somehow I messed up probably. Okay, I'm not going to find the clue, find the solution to the problem or to this issue, because it's not important. The important thing is that Jakarta EE 9 works both with Java EE 8. So you would normally not mix them in one application, but you can deploy Java EE applications and Jakarta EE 9 applications on the same runtime, and use this to transform old codes to new codes. I will show you some examples of how Jakarta EE 9 API works with Fire Server even now. So there is a small JPA application that contains this servlet. All the source code of this application uses Jakarta EE, and the transformer makes sure that the Jakarta prefix and JavaX prefix works well together, and Fire Server automatically picks up the code, or it detects when the application uses Jakarta prefixes, Jakarta imports, and enables this transformer embedded in Fire Server, and transforms all the code so that it works as if you were using JavaX prefix. This simple application just requests an entity, a JPA entity from database, first using an EJB. So you can see that Jakarta prefix works also with EJBs, with JPA, and then there is the same thing using CDI mechanism with CDI bean and transactional annotation. All of these use Jakarta prefix. And when we run this application, we'll see that it works. The application basically just requested some data from database. It found an entity with name J4K, both using an EJB and the CDI service. There's not much to say because the code is the same as you would write it with Java E8 or Jakarta E8 APIs. We just needed to change the prefix in the imported packages to use the Jakarta prefix, the Jakarta namespace. All the rest is the plain same old Java EE code that you were used to from all the old days. What is also interesting maybe is this JSF example. Okay, let's first run it. This example shows some JSF, Java Server Faces usage, or Jakarta Faces usage, which is the new name under Jakarta EE. And let's give it a name. Will give us a greeting. So this is just a normal application based on JSF or Jakarta Faces. What it does and what it doesn't. All the Java code basically works. It uses Jakarta EE prefixes for CDI, for yeah, here it's only CDI because the Faces uses CDI beans as packing beans. And what it doesn't do, or what PyR server still doesn't support, is namespaces in WebXML, where we still need to use JavaX. This is a thing that we discovered too late in the release process of the latest PyR server version, and there might be some things like this from here and there, where the transformer project doesn't transform all the code, or PyR server needs to do something else, something more in order to process these references to old Java E8 namespace and convert it to the Jakarta namespace. So if we write this would be the correct code based on Jakarta EE9. In the future, PyR server will definitely be able to run this code, but now the application would fail to load because it would not find the class. Has not found exception is reported, and it's typical because PyR server basically inside on the class path, it only contains classes with the JavaX prefix to match Jakarta EE API. But the transformer project, or the transformer integration, allows applications that use the Jakarta prefix to be transformed on the fly during deployment to use the JavaX prefix. So you can already use Jakarta prefix, Jakarta EE9 APIs in your application when you write the application and build the application. But when you deploy the Jakarta EE9 code, PyR server transforms it to Jakarta EE8. Basically, that's what's going on there. So I don't know if this will work when Jakarta EE10 is out. It probably will work for the APIs that are the same with Java EE8, but maybe there won't be a use case to do that because you will already have Jakarta EE10 applications that you want to run on PyR server. But in case you still have older applications, PyR server will make sure that they somehow will live together, at least for some future versions of PyR server, unless there is confidence that it's easy to migrate applications, or there's no need to support old application based on Java EE. So this is how you would know. You can now already experiment with Jakarta EE 9 with Pyra server community edition, with the latest version of that server. This is a new feature in just released Pyra server. Actually, it was released sometime this week, so it's very new. If you try it out and find out issues, please report them. We are eager to fix any issues within this because we want to make this available for production in the future and also for by our enterprise customers. But we would like to make it as viable for production or for for the community in by our community edition. So we would like to have your input, your feedback on what's working, on what's not working, what needs to be fixed. Sorry, I'll check if there are questions. No, there are no questions. No, maybe not many people here, but if you're watching the recording, I'll show you some more. Now I'll switch to monitoring of Jakarta